Here we have a 7-foot rail assembly. The 8-foot rail assembly is sold separate, but this one in the box is for a 7-foot door. Here you have 2 pieces of angle iron. Here you have a keypad and 2 remotes with the instructions on how to program the keypad. Here's your 7-foot belt. Part number 40935R. Again, this is for a 7-foot door. Your backup battery. These 2 screws will go to the back of the backup battery into the motor. Here's your carriage assembly. Extra wire if you need it. This is your sprocket support. This will go into your rail and right onto the top of your motor. Here's your wall button. Your sensors. Here's your orange hardware pack. Here's your green hardware pack. And here's your blue hardware pack. These are the 2 side covers that will go onto the side of your motor once we're done. I'll show you how to snap those right on. Very simple. There's an L for left, right inside here, and an R for right. Can't mess it up. Here is your pulley, and here is your belt retainer. Right there. Genie model D7155L. Nice looking unit. Always put something down on the floor before you do that. You can see right here, it says door with the arrows pointing out. So we're gonna make sure this is facing the correct direction. You got your installation guide. If you need it in warranty information, right there. Keep all this stuff so you guys have it in case you need it. Here's your straight and curved arm for your J-arm. It'll go right up there. Let's go ahead and use this box to hold our rail up when we install the rail. This one here, it has a sticker. This is the front of your rail that'll be towards the door, okay? That's the one that's gonna point out. So what I do here is I'm just gonna connect them. Like that, plug right in. And then your next one, right there. And then you can sit the rail right on top. All right, so for this one here, we're gonna use our orange hardware kit and our pulley. Here you're gonna use a clevis pin and a cotter pin. We're going to take our pulley in front of the rail, we're going to drop it right in here and drop that clevis pin right through the top, and then that cotter pin right through the bottom, just like that. And then you're going to take this here, so shaft, drop it through the top here, and then your nut on the bottom, and tighten it up. Alright, on your carriage assembly, it tells you which direction you're going to install this so that it faces the door. Alright, I'm going to install it just like this, facing the door. Here's our sprocket support. It's going to slide right through the back, right there, and then we're going to sit it right on top, wiggle it till it falls right on. That's it. We're going to get our rail strap, put it right over the top, right there, and our 4 screws using a 7/16 head. Now we can attach our belt. On this belt, it has 2 shafts. One is gold, one is silver. All right, the gold one is the one that you're gonna feed on the left side of the motor, left side of the rail, and it's gonna feed into the back of the pulley and back around to the other side, pointing to the motor. So the gold shaft, you wanna have this so that it's facing the inside of your garage, facing the motor. It should be pointing at it, okay? Now I can pull the belt through here around the teeth of the sprocket, just like that, and back over. So now we have the belt all the way around the rail, coming towards the gold shaft and the silver shaft. Here, we'll bring our carriage assembly, move this back a little bit. That the gold shaft is going to go through the carriage assembly right there, just like that. Take your turnbuckle where it says door right there, pointing towards the door, and you put it on the gold shaft and you do a quarter turn counterclockwise away from you so that it grabs it. Then you take your silver shaft, go to the other side of the turnbuckle and put it to the end and rotate that turnbuckle counterclockwise again so it grabs onto the shaft. Now it's got them both. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep spinning this turnbuckle counterclockwise, and it's going to pull the spring tension, it's going to pull the belt tension tight. But you got to be careful. If you just spin this, it rotates the belt. See how it rotates the belt? So you're going to have to hold your hand on each side of the belt like this, and then hold it like that. Hold each belt so they're facing in, and then rotate the turnbuckle like that. Here I am rotating. That belt tension is getting really tight with both sides so that they don't spin. I want my grooves to be pointing to the rail. I don't want this belt to turn on me. So keep turning. Get it tighter. I think right about there is good. Good belt tension is going to be floating right towards the middle. Once you get that there, I'm going to get a 7/16. We can tighten down the nut right here in the bottom. Just crank it down one time. Hold on to this. I'm going to crank down on this nut down like that. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to crank down to tighten it. That's it. Grab our belt retainer right here. Okay. There's 2 small screws. Careful because you will lose them in the bag if they fall out. Quarter socket. Alright, belt retainer goes right on the back against your sprocket. Screw goes right into the pre-drilled hole. Right there. And there it is. Your motor's done. You can see it comes with 2 screws. The sticker here is telling you to use this only with Series 2 controls. Which is good. We're going to loosen this here. Loosen that. On here you can see you have BW for black and white, W here for white. Here we have a blue and white, and then a solid white. So we'll take the blue and white, and that'll go on the BW right there. You may have a black and white wire or a red and white. No matter what it is, if it's not solid white, it'll go into the BW, and then your solid white will go right into the W. Here you have a small little port open on the top that you can slide your wire through. Make sure you guys aren't crossing it over the hole when you're doing it, so your screw doesn't pinch it. So just kind of tuck it away from that hole so it doesn't get pinched with the screw when you're putting it in. And we'll see, we may be able to just align it right here with the last setup. So we'll come in here, our screw right at the top, right there. Yep, just like that. And that one will fit perfectly into the anchors. That one already had anchors, so I just put it right back in there. Your wall button's done. This here has some 2 screws. You're just going to loosen them a little bit. Don't take them off. Just loosen them so you can slide the wire behind them. Same thing here. Loosen. Loosen. I like to pull fresh wire out of there. Here you'll tuck it right over, right behind and over, pinch it to like a U shape so they come around. Tuck it, tighten your screw just enough that it's snug. We'll take our sensor here, I mount it away from the track and okay, we'll staple it when we're done. Let's go do the other side. Same thing. Wire behind. Tuck it. Turn it. In. Turn it. Just like that. There. Pinch. Line it to the other side. Right about there. Your sensors are done. Your wall button's done. Time to do our header bracket, and then we'll take the motor down and we'll get it going. All right, for here, we're gonna take off our J-arm. Here, move this out the way. And then here, I got some wires hitting me. It's dark in here. So we're gonna just go ahead and remove this bracket first, and then I'll show you how to do the Genie. All right, here, I'm gonna use a bungee. What I do is that's how I hold my motor up when I'm operating by myself, okay? So I'll throw a bungee up here, and I'll throw the motor head under it, hang it, so I can operate over there. Here we're gonna take off the header bracket that they had up there. We're gonna install this header bracket right here. All right, so we're gonna come here. Looks like they might have had a Genie model here before because they have the holes already pre-made and they fit perfect, okay? In the blue bag, you have the bracket for the operator, for the J-arm. That would go right here, okay? Just like that is. I'm not gonna change that because I already have it. So I'm gonna keep this whole thing. Here is your, for video purposes, here's your curved arm and straight arm. And in this instance, if we were gonna replace this, just wanna show you, since it's in the box, we would mount the curved arm right in here with a clevis pin, right in there. And then we would attach our straight arm to the rail, to the carriage, and we would connect them together like that. We would use two 13 or 14 millimeter nuts and bolts that come in the pack. I'm not doing this because I already have it. I wanted to show you for video purposes, okay? Nice and light too. This thing weighs nothing. I like it. Here, I hook it right there. And you have to grab your clevis pin right here and your cotter pin. That's gonna go into your rail at the end. Slide this up. See how I have that? Sketchy for sure. I always do it and I always still stare at it when I do it. So, because of the angle of that ceiling part right there, that drop, this has two holes. We're gonna go with the bottom hole right there to keep the angle lower. All right, take your cotter pin and go into the other side right there of your clevis pin, and that's it. Right, here's your straight arm. You'll come in there, right there, and we'll drop another clevis pin that we have. I'm gonna use the old one, but they have it on the ground in the pack, and feed it right through, right there. Okay, sorry it's so dark, but it's the best I can do right now. There we go, it's all connected, right there, all right? All right, so we're gonna go mount our opener correctly to the top. This here, push this out like that, right there, okay? Right there, that in there. So it looks straight, it looks pretty straight, huh? Beautiful. There. There. Okay, so we're here now, right at the side of the unit. You can see there's a solid red light. We have the unit mounted. I still need to connect the emergency release. But for now, I want you to pay attention to this. You have 3 slots, red, green, white, and black. 1, 2, 3, and 4. STB is gonna be your sensors So you may have 2 spliced wires, you may have 1, it doesn't matter, but STB is your sensors, red and green. BWC is your wall button, okay? So your blue wire that we had there is gonna go into black. The solid white is gonna go into the white. All right, in this case, I can see my sensor wires coming down up here. Let me see, which one are they? Right here. This is my sensors, right here. So these are my sensors. I'm gonna use my solid blue for my sensor. It's gonna go into number 1. There's a little green button down here. You're gonna press it lightly. It's gonna open up in the hole there, and you can slide your solid blue, black, or red wire into number 1. Number 2 is gonna take my all white sensor wire. Slide it in, let go, and you should have 2 solid lights on your sensors, which we do. Success. Now let's do our wall button. On our wall button, the same idea. The white is gonna go in the solid white, and in this case, the blue is gonna go into the black. You can put a red wire in the black, a blue wire, or a black wire. Anything that's colored, ideally, will go into that black slot. Solid white is gonna go into number 3. Pinch it, let it in. Carefully, you don't push down too hard on this green button. You will actually break it and damage your motor. Here's the blue, we're going into number 4 for the wall button, okay? I don't like the wire being too long because then some of it hangs out and it gets short. So here, we're going into number 4. Push it in, and it's in there. We should have solid light on our wall button, which we do. We are now ready to program. All right, let's go ahead and connect our emergency release. It's gonna go into that very small spot here at the bottom of the hole. Tie a knot at the end and pull down. Boom. You're gonna feed it through your emergency release, however long you want it, wherever you want it. If you want it short, low, whatever you do. Create your knot on the end of it and tie it. That's it. If you want it shorter, you can always cut it. Okay. All right. Now, before we set the program of the motor, you have to make sure that this is locked. Okay, back. Right now it's opened, so the turnbuckle will travel and it'll go right through it because it's not connected. So here, all we're gonna do is we're gonna pull down. We're gonna flip it forward, okay, towards the door. Unlocked, locked. Okay. See, unlocked, locked. That's what you want. All right. So now what we'll do is we'll raise the door up and we'll grab the turnbuckle so it's connected. There it is. Let's set our limits and then we'll do the backup battery. First thing we're going to do, you're going to see 3 buttons. Down, which is negative. Up, which is positive, facing to the house. Program set, which is a square rectangle shape. We're going to start with the down, negative. We're going to hold it until we get a blue light. See it? Let go. Now that we're connected to the door, we're going to go ahead and program our down by holding the down arrow. I always release before it hits the ground, and then I slightly touch the down arrow just to get the door to the bottom to get a good seal, but I don't allow this to bend the rail. Okay, if it does that, it'll actually bend the entire rail and you'll damage it. So I do it slow, like that. Once I get a good seal like that, then press and release the rectangle or square button and the light should turn off. Okay, the bottom is set. Now we're gonna start with the up. Hold the up arrow till you see the blue light, let go. Now let's go ahead and hold it to bring it up. All right, watch this, don't let it hit the motor. Okay, so again, I'm watching this so it doesn't hit the motor, and I want my door aligned with the frame. That looks like a good position to be in. Push the rectangle or the square, let it go, it'll turn off. Now we're gonna set the force settings. You have to come over here and press your wall button one time. It's now programming the force settings of the motor, detecting how much pressure it needs to close. It's going to close where we set it, okay? And then we'll come here and we'll press the wall button again to program the open settings. This is it. The programming for your motor is done. Your motor install is complete. We're going to go ahead and put the backup battery on, the side covers, and then we'll set up your keypad. Your remotes are pre-programmed, and then I'll show you how to do the Aladdin Wi-Fi Connect. For this, I'm going to unplug the unit. Grab your 2 screws in here. All right, you're going to come up in here with your backup battery. There's 2 little slots right up here. You can see them, 2 little lines. You're going to feed these 2 into the lines. There's a little port right here for your wire to tuck. Don't pinch it, tuck it right there. Here, you're going to take your harness, snap in here like that. My wire's tucked in the little slot. Here's my 2 pieces sticking out. Sits right on it. Folds just like that. Take your screw, your first self tapper, small. You're going to go into that hole right there, holding the backup battery down. I'll do one more. Right there. Done. Easy. I'll wipe this down when I'm finished. Here it is. Right here. You can come in here and just that piece snaps right in here. Bam. Too easy. Alright. I'm gonna close this off. And then we'll set up the Wi-Fi after, but I'd like to close this off to show you it being complete. Here, watch your wires. That's it. Your remote's out. Remove your keypad, because there are 2 clips in here that go to your new remotes. We don't have to worry about programming them because they are presets. Pull the tab. Bam.